Yo, we've been kind of anticipating a cyclone in this area for the last 4 days, which never really arrived in this area. And I've spent a lot of time inside, pretty much all day, every day, except from the occasional run. And I can quite easily define that time spent as to be either consuming or creating. One of them feels nice in the moment, at least on that initial instant gratification, and then the other one makes me feel sustainably good. When I put two things in front of me, just scrolling on my phone or playing my guitar and practicing doing some scales, my monkey mind will immediately jump to wanting to just go on my phone. It's easier. It gives you a dopamine hit so much quicker and with so much less effort. Yet I always know how I'm feeling after that. But when I play guitar or I'm editing my videos, it feels a lot harder to pick it up in the first place. But that feeling I have when I'm in that moment doing it not only makes me feel more uplifted once I've finished, but I find that it's so much easier to enter a flow state when I'm doing these things. Sometimes it can be really hard to just go onto my editing software and start whatever project I'm on, and then once I'm doing it, before I know it, an hour has passed and I've not even been thinking about anything else. I've not been picking up my phone and scrolling a bit, then going back to it. I'm just locked in. And it's probably not as black and white as this, but sometimes it feels like that is the only choice we have in life, is to create or consume. And I think they're both very defining as to the type of person that you'll be. And it's never going to be, oh, I am a creator, therefore I do not consume anything, or vice versa. You know, it's always going to be a pendulum of what you're giving more time and energy to, and it changes over time. And you know, it's not like consuming is necessarily bad, because say you're studying, you're consuming the information you're learning, or you're reading a book about your ego. I don't know. That's also consuming, but it's enhancing your knowledge, it's giving you insight. I think what you could put it down to is mindless consuming. Yeah, that's probably the main difference, is that there's consuming mindlessly and then with intention, which, you know, you could argue that intention is also just as important for when you're creating. If I'm just putting a bunch of videos together without any purpose or vision, it's not going to be the same thing as if I have an idea of, this is the video I want to make, I have the story that I want it to tell, I have the specific shots because I knew what I wanted to film. So perhaps it's no longer the debate of create or consume, but it's whatever you do intentionally or unintentionally that is the most important thing. Damn, I thought I'd started this video with a vision of where it was going, and it's kind of taken a tangent. It also just shows that when you don't often know exactly what you're thinking until you voice it or you write it down, and then you kind of make sense of it to yourself. But in summary, yeah, these last few days have shown me how exponentially different your character will become if you choose to mindfully create as opposed to mindlessly consume. Two complete polar opposite ends of the spectrum, you know. Not only in terms of productivity and making progress with things, but also just how you feel about yourself and your self-esteem. it's so funny. I often ask people quite early on when I meet them, what's your passion? What thing can you enter flow state with? What gives you that burning urge for life? And it's so common that people aren't sure what theirs is. And to me, it feels like that's one of the most important things to have in your life, is that emotional and passionate release of sorts. A way of expressing yourself that can be artistic. Perhaps if you're watching this and you can't think of anything off the top of your head that is your passion, maybe it'd be something worth putting some thought towards. I don't know. Maybe I'm just waffling now. I've managed to get out. I've decided this cyclone is just not going to hit us. And I'm just going to be a ball of depression if I stay inside all day. So I've gone to get a coffee and maybe play some music by the river. And do a talking video and speak with a camera. Okay, well, I would say that's enough from me. I hope every single one of you stays blessed, stays balanced, and I will see you whenever.